It was self-assessment tax day. So I'm here at Weatherspoons now, drowning my sorrows, with Danny. Danny's here as well. We've got a business each. One of us paid more tax than the other. Which one do you think it was?
eBay. Today's video is brought to you by morons. Morons! Don't you just love them?
No. Well, no, it is. That is, today's video is brought to you by morons. So the idea of this video is responding to feedback. We get feedback occasionally. I've sold 4,000 items, but I've only received 900 feedback because it's a great system that eBay's got going on. But when I receive neutral or negative feedback, I respond to every single one of them because fuck those guys. Maybe that's not the right customer. No, listen, I give good customer service, but in this timeline that we're living in now, people's expectations are just ridiculous. I don't know if it's a British thing, I don't know if it's a worldwide thing. I'm sure wherever you are, if you sell on eBay, you've got your own stories of absolute idiots. Just idiots. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the feedback that I've received and how I respond to them. And then we'll go over whether it was the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. The do's and don'ts of responding to feedback on your social selling pages. So let's start off with my most recent one. The item arrived on time, that's good, but the game itself was enjoyable, as described, so far so good, and the postage costs were too high to return even though the return was accepted. Now this was a Kids Against Maturity, something I sold just before Christmas. They've obviously opened it, played it. The guy messaged me saying, this game's very rude, it's very rude, this game. And I was like, yeah, it is a bit rude, but it's family friendly, but maybe for the older kids. But I'm quite happy to accept your return. As you've opened it, just return it to me at your own cost and I'll give you a refund. The next thing I get is a neutral feedback. Now, come on, I know that the feedback isn't a huge it doesn't affect the algorithm for eBay, but it affects my reputation. People gotta read this shit and they're looking at that going, neutral feedback? Not a positive? This guy must be scum. Scum, I tell you. So, here's my response. For clarity, this buyer wanted to return the item because it was too rude, even though it was as described according to the feedback above. I was happy to accept the return because I'm nice like that. I am! But return the item for £3.35, actual Royal Mail second class postage costs, to send it was too high. I think this buyer was too high when they were using eBay. Crazy platform. I think it's acceptable to kind of imply that this guy was high when maybe just leaving the feedback, maybe buying it, maybe playing it with the kids. But he's clearly said the product was great, it arrived quickly, exactly as described, and I wanted to return it, and he was happy to give me a refund once it was sent back. But it's neutral because Royal Mail charge £3.35 to send it back, and I don't want to pay that to get my refund. So I'm going to keep the game and leave a neutral feedback. Come on. It is a crazy platform, eBay. The thing about eBay is you can sell to anyone. Anyone. The huge broad spectrum of society, and there are lots of smart people in society, but there's also a lot of idiots, and for some reason a fair few of them buy from me. I don't know why, but they do. Next up, again, a very recent one. New year, new me. This person has bought the Bee Venom slimming patches for £1.78, including postage. Thank you very much. And not noticed any difference using these. I'm still the same. I dug into this one a little bit. The feedback was left around the 20th of January. They were delivered to the buyer on the 2nd of January. So let's say that they've been using them for about 2 weeks. Even semaglutides like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Jose Mourinho will not give you results after 2 weeks. You'll feel them working, you'll feel stuff happening, but you will not notice a physical difference after 2 weeks. So, naturally, my response to this was, it was calling them the fuck out. You've had these slimming patches for about 2 weeks, and I'm sorry, but even semaglutides like Ozempic and Wegovy, couldn't spell Mourinho obviously, don't work in such a short space of time. I'm sorry that these weren't the miracle that you were clearly expecting. And they were the neutrals. Should we get to the negatives? I think we should. I'm a little bit mental, a little bit about these, but it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. I ain't got nothing positive to say about this seller. I don't know, but that's just the accent that came out when I read that. I ain't got nothing positive to say. As you can see, the item bought was a bong. Remember when I bought a load of bongs from the trade outlet and put them out? They're about £5 profit in each of them for me. £13 per bong, I picked them up for 2, so there's like £5 profit in each one. I don't know what this guy's problem was, but it was a very basic bong. It was literally, it's a glass bong, very good, very thick. It wasn't like flimsy or weak or anything like that. But from the moment he purchased, he was just an asshole. When he posted it, I need this, when he posted it, I was like, mate, I'll get around to it. You'll get a notification when it's posted, and it'll be sent tracked, so you can follow it all the way to your door. Once it was posted, yo, mate, where's my bong? It says it's posted, where is it now? I don't know. I'm not Mr. Yodel. Ask Mr. Yodel. And then eventually when it did turn up, they was like, yeah, it's a bit shit, this bong, bit shit. I'm like, mate, it's a £13 bong. What's wrong with you? What were you expecting? Anyway, my reply was, it was as much to the point as I could make it. Thankfully, this transaction is complete and I can block you and move on. Literally the worst, most immature customer I've ever experienced on eBay. And so far, and it's a tough field of competitors because there's a lot of immature idiots buying things on eBay. Clearly the item never arrived and sellers saying they were sent in another parcel. No, they weren't, and I don't like the seller's attitude. Fine, yeah. Maybe you don't like my attitude because it wasn't, here's my nose, how far up my arse would you like me to place it? I wonder if I'll keep that in the edit. We'll see. I think what happened on this one is I got a couple of orders mixed up and I sent his item to someone else and someone else got his thing. But what I did immediately when I realised that was send a replacement to him straight away. New tracking details and everything. And it reached him. He got it. There was no... The tracking showed like his front door, it going, you know, everything. Absolutely everything. And it never arrived. It fucking did, you idiot. And then a negative just because he didn't like my attitude for saying, mate, fucking look at the tracking yourself, you absolute moron. Anyway, here's the reply I left on Facebook, not on the Facebook, on eBay. Anyway, here's the reply I left on eBay. That's it. Buyer was a Karen, blocked. I'm not, you don't need me to go into it on the reply there. You've got this video if you were curious, but again, I will take negative feedback if it's warranted. Like, if I'm shit, if I am an arse, it comes. Or if a thing does get lost and I go, oh, fuck you, I've got your money now, I don't care. I'm honestly, I much prefer Vinted's feedback system. I've said this in other videos, but Vinted is like, have you got your thing? Yes. Was it tracked to door? Yes. Fine, I have 5 stars. Fucking, it's done, innit? And unless there is a dispute and you raise it through Vinted, you can say, oh, listen, this isn't as described, or it's not the right, whatever the reason is, okay, let's start disputing. But with this, it's just between two people and go, oh, I like it. Didn't like it, wasn't what I thought it was. Or words to that effect, I don't know. Just idiots, man. But this next, and probably the final one for this video, is my favourite. This is my personal favourite. So I sold a load of pressure washer nozzles. If you don't know what a pressure washer is, you plug it into your water, into electricity. Obviously not together, that would be dangerous. And it blasts water out, and then the little nozzle at the end shapes the jet of the water however you want it to come out, to like wash your floor or whatever, windows, car, it does all sorts. Alright, this guy bought one of those and just popped it on like a normal hose, and the water just obviously dribbled out like that.
Why is it not a pressure washer?
He messaged me as well. I'm not going to share private messages, so don't do that. But he messaged me going,
there's not done anything for the water pressure.
I said, what? How have you attached it to the pressure washer? And he went,
Pressure washer.
He didn't say pressure washer. I don't think there was a reply after that, but clearly I've gone, how have you connected? He's just gone, I haven't. I've connected it to a hose. I'm stupid. What can I do? I know. I'll leave negative feedback saying may as well just use a hose pipe. Mate, even without a nozzle attachment, the pressure washer would still blast out water. Like hard. Might as well use a hose pipe. Fuck off. Let's see my response. I've messaged the buyer to ask what the problem was with this item, but I'm guessing from the limited info that I have from the feedback that he's tried to put a jet wash nozzle on a normal hose pipe and expected a pressure washer as a result. In which case, wow. That's not how it works, buddy. So they were my neutral and my negatives over the past 6 months or so. There were a couple more, but one said it never arrived. But that feedback came 6 weeks after I'd sent the item. My response was, if you let me know 6 weeks ago, I could have sent a replacement or a refund, whatever you want. But a month and a half, you leave it and then just nag. And breathe, Anthony, breathe. Woosah. What's the thing? Rub your ears. Woosah. Probably don't do what I do. These were all don'ts. All of these were don'ts. Don't do any of this. Try and be as professional and courteous as possible on your eBay, on your feedback. The thing is, though, when people contact me through DMs, I will do everything I can to resolve that issue. But once we're past that, if I've got an absolute idiot that is unresolvable face to face, message to message, you know what I mean, then they leave a negative after that. Come on, people. And if you want to know what I was like in the private sector before I had my own business on eBay, what my sort of attitude towards customers was, well, have a look at this. I was going through my Google Photos, and this was from 2018, I think, and I found, or rather what had been sent to me was a Facebook review of the hotel I was managing at the time, and a picture of me like the next day. I wore this outfit as a response to it. Look, the reps didn't want to know, and the head rep Ant did nothing but walk around flexing his muscles. Wasn't interested in guest issues at all. Baby Club. I think these t-shirts were for the babies, but I popped one on tight as possible. Give it a big bangaroony with the back double bicep. Just FYI, that hotel had top scores for customer service, guest satisfaction. This was just some weird crank of a Karen who went on Facebook, and for whatever reason, maybe some sort of unfulfillment in the bedroom department from Mr. Karen, but she was infatuated with me walking around looking all buff and whatnot, and so she had to comment this as if this was some sort of takedown. This happened almost like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and I'm still wearing it as a badge of honour. I put this on my Instagram today. Look at all this. Yes, lad. Yes, lad. So that'll do. If you want to see more of my responses to feedback, I can go back further in time, and there's plenty of negatives and neutrals. For some reason, there's just a lot of idiots buying from my store. So if you want to see more, leave a comment, leave a like, definitely subscribe. Thanks very much. See you on the next video.